Welcome to Speak, Think, Serve, the blueprint for growth without burnout. Sharpen your words, strengthen your mind, and serve with intention.
Okay, Miles, let me hit you with this. Have you ever noticed in an office, people always remember who actually makes the coffee, not the person with the biggest desk or the fanciest title, but the one who just, quietly gets up and brews a fresh pot for everyone? I swear it's like the unofficial currency of trust. I mean, you could be the CEO, but if you never refill the coffee, people notice. Why is that?
Yeah, totally. And it's funny because I've seen this play out in boardrooms and break rooms. The person who serves first, literally or metaphorically, ends up with the most influence, even if they don't have the title. That's classic Robert Greenleaf, right? Servant leadership. Good leaders must first become good servants. It's not about being a pushover. It's about building trust by showing you're in it for the team, not just yourself.
Exactly. And Ken Blanchard, too, he talks about how those small acts like stacking the chairs after a meeting or just checking in on someone's day are what actually build the culture. It's not the big speeches, it's the daily stuff. I always think of it like, if you want to be remembered, be the person who clearly cares about the team.
Yeah, and it's not just corporate either. I mean, think about sports coaches. The best ones aren't just yelling plays. They're the ones who notice when a player's off or who's hustling in practice. They're scouting for attitude, coachability, all that stuff. It's the same principle. Serve first, and people want to follow you.
And it's amazing how that one act, making the coffee or whatever your version is, can shift the whole vibe. It's like you're saying, it's not about me, it's about we. That's the foundation for trust. And honestly, it's the opposite of what a lot of us were taught about leadership, right? It's not about being the most talkative or the smartest in the room. It's about being the one who lifts others up, even in tiny ways.
Yeah, and it's not just a nice to have. James Lobb's research shows that high-performing cultures are built on this kind of service. It's not fluff, it's the real stuff that makes teams work.
So, if you're listening and thinking, I'm not the boss, I can't change the culture, I promise you can. Start with clearing the whiteboard after the meeting, or stacking the chairs without being asked, or remembering someone's birthday. That's how you build trust, by leaving every room better than you found it.
So let's dig into this idea of enabling others to act. Kouzes and Posner, these guys did, 75,000 interviews? And the number one thing great leaders do, they enable others to act. Not command, not control, enable. That's huge.
Yeah, and it can seem counterintuitive, right? Because we're taught to fix things, to have the answers. But the best leaders, they ask, they don't fix. Like, instead of swooping in and saying, here's what you should do, you ask, what would you try, or how can I support you? It's coaching, not micromanaging.
Let's do a quick example. Say you're my team lead, and I just totally botched a client call. Old school manager says, here's what you did wrong, here's how to fix it. But the leader who enables says,
Hey, Miles, what do you think went sideways? What would you do differently next time?
exactly. And then maybe you add, how can I support you so you feel more confident on the next call? Suddenly, I'm not defensive, I'm engaged, I'm thinking, I'm growing. When people feel safe to be honest, to make mistakes, that's when teams actually get better.
And it's not just about mistakes either. It's about celebrating the small wins too. Like, instead of just saying thanks, you say, thank you for catching that detail in the report. It made a real difference. That's how you lift the room. It's public recognition, even for the little things.
Yeah, and I'll give you a quick scenario. We had a project that was totally off the rails. Everyone was stressed. Nobody wanted to speak up. But the manager started the next meeting with, let's just check in. What's working, what's not, no judgment. People actually opened up. We fixed the real problems, not just the symptoms. That's the power of creating a safe space for feedback.
And it's so simple, but so rare. If you want to enable others, start by asking more than you tell. And when you do give feedback, make it specific, make it about growth, not just correction. That's how you build trust, and that's how you make everyone around you better. All right, let's talk about The Go-Giver. This book, if you haven't read it, just grab a copy, flips the whole leadership script. The core idea, give more value than you take. Not just at work, but everywhere. It's about contribution, not just achievement.
Yeah, and it's not about being a doormat. It's about daily actions that lift the room, like public recognition, calling out a peer's unsung contribution in a meeting, or just sending a quick shout-out email. Those little things build a community where everyone wants to give and grow.
Let's do a quick role play. Imagine we're in a team meeting and someone just quietly solved a big problem behind the scenes. I might say, hey, before we wrap, I just want to recognize Alex for jumping in and fixing that bug last night. We wouldn't have shipped on time without you. That's it. but it changes the whole energy.
And let's add a twist. What if there's a skeptic in the room? Someone who's like, why are we making such a big deal out of this? Isn't that just their job?
Yeah, I love that. So I'd say, I get it, but when we recognize the effort, not just the outcome, we build trust. People want to go the extra mile when they know it matters.
And honestly, the research backs it up. Teams with high trust and daily recognition are more engaged, more innovative, and just, well, happier. It's not optional, it's essential. Leaders are made in those daily moments of lifting others.
So here's our challenge for you. Tomorrow, pick one person, just one, and deliberately support or uplift them. Maybe it's a thank you, maybe it's asking how you can help, maybe it's calling out their idea in a meeting. Then, come share your story in the community feed. Seriously, we want to hear it. That's how trust shifts, and that's how you make this real.
And don't just listen, do the action items. That's what makes this stick in the real world. Jump into the comments, share your wins, your questions, your hey, this worked, or this was awkward moments. You'll find book quotes, tip sheets, and a bunch of people who want to help you get better. This is how we all grow, by lifting each other up one day at a time.
Remember, leaders aren't made by titles. They're made by the daily moments when you choose to lift someone else. Be the leader today that someone else becomes tomorrow. I'll see you in the community, and I can't wait to hear your stories.
Couldn't have said it better. Take action, connect, and let's make everyone around us better.
You've been listening to Speak, Think, Serve, the blueprint for growth without burnout. Remember, ideas don't change things. Action does.